It's 4 a.m. I'm in Guatemala, and today the U.S. Embassy has sent a couple flights down here to get citizens out of Guatemala back to America because of the coronavirus outbreak. So I got a spot on one of those flights. This is what it looks like to be rescued by America. So I had to hire a private driver because all the public transport was shut down. And once I actually got to the airport, it was really low key. There was just a huge line and no bathrooms outside. We had to sign a promissory note saying that we promised to pay for the flight eventually because we didn't have any option to pay up front. This is what it looks like at the airport right now. Almost at the front of the line. What's this?
Johnson Taylor?
Yes.
Okay, can you continue over there, please?
And this is the health check, or the fever check, to make sure we don't have a fever, which is the main indicator for coronavirus.
Hola, buenos días.
Buenas, bien, gracias. 36-4, adelante.
And off to the next line. I'll probably sanitize my hands at least 30 times today.
All right.
Morning, sir. How you
Morning.
doing?
Good. Awake. Happy.
Write your name on the top line, sign below, and then today's date on the right-hand side. All right, you're all set.
Good to go.
Check-ins with American.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
All right, have a good one.
This is what it looks like to be in an empty airport in Guatemala. It's kind of eerie to walk through all this stuff and not see anybody here. And here is the most non-populated check-in line I've seen. Awesome. Thank you. Well, that was simple. Thank you. Gracias. This is what an empty airport looks like. Wow. The only people who are in this airport are U.S. citizens trying to get back to the States, and all these workers who I'm guessing are probably being paid to be here by the U.S. government. That's my guess. This is wild. This is nuts. I'm in the middle of the Guatemala airport and there's nobody around me. There's just nothing happening. It's crazy. I've never seen an airport like this ever in my life. I feel like I'm in some kind of a movie or something. It's nuts. No restaurants, no coffee, no food, not even other people. There's other people way back there, but damn, it's crazy. And an unexpected perk of having nobody around is I was able to do one of my lifelong fantasies and play Frisbee in the airport. It was awesome. The U.S. Embassy chartered an American Airlines plane, which I thought was appropriate, and we're obviously failing at social distancing here. Hola.
Hola. 14 Alpha Johnson. You have an next several seat. Are you willing and able to assist the current case of emergency?
Yes.
Have a nice flight.
So I just heard that the United States Embassy is going to charter 6 more flights to take citizens from Guatemala back to the States. It's pretty awesome.
First things first, let's buckle those belts. They lift on the top of the buckle.
So as you can see, it's a really straightforward process, actually. It's super smooth once you get to the airport. At least that was my experience. Totally different than everything I've heard about the Eastern Air flights. And that is Dallas. Welcome to America. I can't believe I'm saying that. That's awesome. That was much easier than I thought it was going to be.
As you exit the train.
I had this whole idea that an embassy rescue flight was going to be this big deal thing, but really the most complex and stressful part of all that was just emailing back and forth with people from the embassy. The actual process was super, super smooth.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, one more flight to go before I get home. Check this out. The row in front of me and the row behind me are totally wide open, and I have all this space to myself. This never happens. There's barely anybody on this airplane. last flight from Guatemala, like, it was totally full and everybody was wearing face masks, and here there's barely anybody, and barely anybody's wearing face masks. It's crazy. I made it back to America, and I just made it to North Carolina. I wasn't sure if that was gonna happen or not. I just want to say thank you to the people at the embassy, the American embassy, who got me on that flight. Super grateful, super grateful. And I'm sure all the other 1,000+ citizens that you got back to this country are really grateful too. So thank you. I'm sure your job is often a thankless job. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I made it to Asheville. Whew, all the way from Guatemala to Asheville, and damn, it is a beautiful day to come back here. So now you know what it's like to get on a U.S. Embassy chartered flight back to the United States. And just to close, I want to say that I think Guatemala is an incredible place. Really looking forward to going back there. And to be totally honest with you, everything with this coronavirus feels way more out of control and way more dangerous in America right now than it does, or than it did in Guatemala. And I think that's hugely in part to how the Guatemalan government is responding with lockdowns and quarantines and curfews and all that stuff. It's madness in the States right now. So I'm grateful to be able to be here out in nature while all this crazy shit's going on. And I think people might actually be safer in Guatemala. I don't know. We'll see what happens. If you have any questions about this experience, leave a comment below. I'll get back to you. And if you are a citizen about to get on one of those charter flights, now you know. Now you can see it's really smooth. And you will be home soon. Cheers.